Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's have a real talk about this winter storm chaos that has been wreaking havoc across the United States. Now, you've possibly already heard the news. Well over 5,000 flights have been delayed or canceled, right? Well, in fact, technically it's over 10,000 flights. But, I know it sounds like, a script from a disaster movie, but this is our reality right now, right here in the United States. This is literally leaving thousands of families trapped inside of airports as all flights within some of these airports have been completely grounded and canceled. Multiple states, including Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, have already declared a state of emergency at this time, and the number of states declaring state of emergency is growing. Now, the big question on a lot of people's minds is the Texas power grid ready for this year's polar vortex? There's a lot of things going on here, guys. I want to make sure I get you guys up to speed. If you appreciate being up to date with the latest information, definitely hit the like button for the video. And if you appreciate being informed with videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you guys a part of our amazing family. We're trying to reach 5 million subscribers, and I need every one of you guys to do that. So let's go ahead and dive into this mess and try to unravel just some of the complexities, not just for the travelers, but for businesses and for everyday people and the whole country. And there's a lot more that I want to share with you guys in this video. There's a lot more coming down the pipeline that you guys are completely in the dark about, as 99% of people have no idea what is going on. So, in what seems to be an almost annual event, Texas, the Midwest, and of course the Deep South are anticipating yet another episode of extreme cold. This time it's starting the third week of January. And if basically we're already feeling it right now. We had weather in the teens last night, and it's only going to get colder tonight. I didn't even leave the house today, guys. In fact, the fear initially was kind of like that this might be kind of like the 2021 winter storm. I think it was like winter storm Uri that they had in Texas. Anyway, it triggered this massive collapse, resulting in days-long power outages, hundreds of weather-related deaths across the state. It was horrible. It was horrible. Let me know if any of you guys happen to be from Texas. Let me know if you guys remember that Texas storm. And if you happen to live in Texas or know anyone out there, definitely drop a quick comment. Let me know what you guys are experiencing out there. Hope you guys are doing okay. Now, basically at this moment, it appears that the predicted polar vortex basically it brought a lot more than expected, right? But it did actually bring a little bit less ice and this deep cold spell for a little bit shorter of a duration than what was expected. And basically the ERCOT, or the ERCOT, the grid manager in Texas, has issued a weather notification to its customers, but not regarding any type of emergency measures. So hopefully Texas has things under control compared to a couple years ago. But the state of emergency has been declared in Memphis, DeSoto County due to the winter weather. The DeSoto County Board of Supervisors issued a declaration of emergency earlier today in response to the inclement weather in Mississippi. In addition to that, Governor Andy Beshear has also declared a state of emergency for Kentucky as this winter storm continues to roll out and unleash its fury. The storm is forecasted to bring very high winds, heavy rain, thunderstorms, extreme temperature decreases, and of course the potential for ice and snow throughout the state. So this could theoretically leave folks trapped at work, trapped at home. Hopefully people have chains on their tires, backup batteries, generators. Hopefully the battery in your car is good. And because typically when the weather drops, the batteries have a harder time starting cars. Last thing you want to do is get stranded. If anyone's ever been stranded with a dead battery, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Either a dead battery or a dead alternator. And if you happen to drive an EV, whether it's a Tesla, a Lucid, or one of these Ford Lightnings, or any of these brand new Mercedes Benz that are all electric BMW cars, you know what I'm saying? Be extra careful with these electric vehicles and batteries in this cold weather. Make sure if you can, maybe even have like an extra battery jump starter kit. I got one off of Amazon. I just keep it in the trunk, keep it charged check on it every 6 months or so. Anyway, Governor Kay Ivey also issued state of emergency in Alabama due to the winter weather threat as well. Now, first off, imagine this, guys: more than 5,000 flights disrupted in a single day, and that's not just a number. Those are the reported. Those are literally the thousands of stories of disrupted plans. Think about the missed opportunities, all these different unmet expectations caused by these flight delays and cancellations. Now, among the airlines reporting, you got Southwest, United Airlines. These guys, unfortunately, are in the eye of the storm, figuratively speaking. Now, if you happen to know anyone flying on those flights, if you happen to be flying on those flights, I hope you guys are aware of what's coming down the pipeline. And if you know anyone who may be traveling, make sure to share this video with them. This is very important information. Hopefully you guys can, disseminate this information and keep everyone safe. Okay, so Southwest alone canceled over 391 flights and delayed another 518, but United Airlines wasn't too far behind. Now think about the logistical nightmare of these airlines and the frustration of the passengers. Now, hopefully these passengers had, really good credit cards. Maybe they put these travel plans on their credit cards, American Express, or, these credit cards with the really good travel reward points that also offer free insurance, which is why I always use a credit card. I never pay cash for any kind of travel plans, and I don't pay with a debit card. I always use a credit card that gives me the maximum amount of points on the travel, on the purchase, and it ensures to make sure I have insurance on the flight. So just a little heads up. Hopefully most people have done that, and make sure you, if you happen to get stuck, some of you check your card, check your credit card. Make sure your credit card reimburses you if it offers that feature, because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of credit cards out there that offer that cancellation feature. They will cover your hotel stay. If you end up getting stranded somewhere, they'll cover your food for the day, maybe even transportation to and from the hotel. That is typical. And of course, reimbursement of your flight. So check with your credit cards, make sure that you guys are paying, are being taken care of. But this issue goes well beyond the canceled flights, guys. I mean, the cascading effects of this problem are enormous. By the way, if you guys are able to see and hear me okay, please drop me a quick comment, hit the like button or something. Like, let me know you're able to see and hear me okay during this live. So basically, okay, I see Light Giver, I see Saved, Sam Castillo, PM Stacker, Mount Living Archie, Saved, Jolene. What is going on, everyone? Thank you for checking in. I see you, Frank Williams, T Beasy. By the way, let me know, just real quick comment, if you could just drop your state and let me know if you're seeing a lot of snow, ice, or maybe if it's just, a beautiful day outside. Let me know what the weather's like where you're at. So but basically, businesses right now, businesses are scrambling with delayed shipments, missing staff, disrupted schedules. People are calling out, left and right. People can't get to work. Some people are stuck at work. I would rather be stuck home than stuck at work. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather be with my family than be stuck in the office or, stuck in a retail store, Anyway, small businesses might be ultimately hit the hardest. They don't always have the resources to kind of weather these storms, both literally and figuratively. But, let's talk about the people, right? Like me and you. Families are separated, vacations are ruined, and there's a ton of stress. Imagine you fly into, one of these airports and all of the flights are grounded and you had a connecting flight. Meanwhile, you're stuck like halfway across the country because you can't get to the next airport because you're stuck at one of the airports, if that makes sense. Now, I'm talking about the anxiety-inducing, plan-altering, stranded in the airport with no kind of answers kind of stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you guys have not personally experienced that, but if you have, you probably understand exactly where I'm coming from. And, this is definitely the kind of scenario that nobody wants to be in. Lori Saunders says, Ohio freezing temperatures and snow ice mix. Lona May Cooper says, hello, everyone from Alabama. Grandma Adam Life, San Antonio, Texas, just super cold. Okay, we'll take cold as long as it's not, mountains and mountains of snow and ice where you're at, because I know Texas got hit pretty hard a couple years ago. Mountain Living Archie says, Ozarks a bit chilly, got 5 inches, ain't nothing, a bonfire won't warm you up. I love it. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade or margaritas. Yeah. So anyway, the chaos, it's not just because the airlines are having a bad day, right? It's the weather, it's the snow, it's the ice, it's the freezing temperatures. And think about this. We did this once before. Won't do that again. We had connecting flights, and we were flying to a tropical location, but we happened to fly out in the wintertime. We ended up getting a connecting flight uh, up north, and basically we had nothing but a suitcase full of like tank tops, shorts, bikinis, and obviously the bikinis are not for me, for my wife. Anyway, we had nothing but summer, Caribbean gear, and we ended up getting stuck in like this northern airport uh, in the middle of January. Awful, awful. So just think about how many people might actually be stuck in some climate where they weren't prepared. I'm just saying, lesson learned, been there, got the t-shirt. But guys, this is not just a little bit of snowfall. We're talking about a full-on winter assault that is literally turning travel plans completely upside down. The National Weather Service isn't offering much in the way of good news either. More snow, more cold, and more travel headaches are expected in the future. We got Rosalind Finch. What's going on, Rosalind? I haven't seen you in a little bit. I'm from Las Vegas, and yes, it is cold here. So cold that today was the first day that most residents turn on their heat and sleeping with extra covers. I don't blame you. I need my house toasted in a mug. Anyway, so let's go ahead and hypothesize here, right? With travel disrupted, there's this domino effect on the economy, right? Deliveries are delayed, impacting pretty much everything from online shopping to critical supplies. Employees can't get to work, causing productivity hits. Uh, Managers get pissed off. I don't know if you guys heard, but I think I read somewhere that Walmart like gives employees like I think 9 days out of the year to it's like nine strikes within a year or some period of time before they're at risk of being fired. And if I remember correctly, if any of you happen to know the rules of how it works at Walmart, I believe if you miss more than like nine unexcused nine unplanned absences, like if you had to call out sick because you're sick, or you get stuck at home because there's some blizzard and you can't even get to work, I believe that counts against you as like one of the nine, derogatory remarks on your employment history for that particular company, and you may be at risk of losing your job, being fired, being laid off. You guys let me know if that is accurate, because I read that somewhere, but I don't remember the website that I read it from, and I cannot validate the validity of it. So I'm going to see if I can find that and bring it up on one of my future videos. But anyway, but here's a thought. In all this chaos, there's a lesson about resilience and adaptability. Like, how do we as individuals, as businesses, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, and a society respond to these challenges? Because there will be more challenges to come. Are we prepared? Do we have backup plans? A lot of I'm not saying go all out prepper or anything like that, but I'm just saying, just have a little backup plan. It's a moment to kind of reflect on our readiness for the unexpected. Whoa, Jamie Jizzle says -5 degrees, Detroit snow forecasts next 5 days. Wow. Sam Castillo says, I haven't seen my family in 9 months. You guys stay safe out there, man. I hope you're doing well. I don't know why you haven't seen your family in so long, but I hope everybody on your end is doing well. Some Joseph Johnson says $1.99 quarter pounders at Sonic right now. Anybody eat at Sonic? I haven't eaten at Sonic in like 10 years, and I only ate there because I was starving after like a car show, and it was like the only thing open. Anyway, so then of course there's a question about climate change. Is climate change real? Is it really a thing? Is climate change playing a role here, right? Are these extreme weather events becoming more common? Are these extreme weather events being caused by, China, the United States, the HARP tool or the HARP, equipment that we've been hearing a lot about? Like, Are any of these things playing a role here? It's something to ponder, like how are our actions today shaping the weather patterns tomorrow? They don't, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, doesn't want us to eat meat, doesn't want us to eat hamburgers, steaks, or any of that because of the greenhouse gases that the cows produce. The cows and pigs, like apparently there's a tremendous amount of greenhouse gases that are produced, and evidently, according to different studies, scientists believe that that if we reduce the amount of cows and greenhouse gases produced by these cows and certain types of farmland, then we can reduce the climate by like 1.5 degrees or something like that, right? So are our eating habits causing the extreme weather that we're facing today? I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just throwing it out there because there's so much speculation on what's manipulating the weather patterns to be more extreme as we've been seeing lately. So, just food for thought. But yeah, wow. So some of you guys are saying that you think it's HARP. New Jersey is seeing 17 degrees according to James Fronier. Appreciate that, man. North Idaho is at 8 degrees. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate you, man. But we also need to talk about the power outages, right? Grid down situations. These are the types of situations we've been warning about, we've been talking about over the last several weeks to be prepared for, to be ready for. Hundreds of thousands without electricity. And that's not just an inconvenience. It's a dangerous situation, especially in freezing temperatures. I mean, it's kind of a reminder of the importance of our infrastructure and, of course, the need to maintain and to improve it. And I've actually left a link for you guys if you want to check it out. In the description of this video, there's a link for outbreak preparedness, and it's updated, and it's got all sorts of preparation gear in there if you want to check it out. In the description down below, including generators, backup batteries, water filtration, you name it. There's a list in there. That way, at least, hopefully, you can kind of check off that list to see what you have and maybe stuff that you might want to consider picking up to make sure you're good to go. Back like batteries and stuff like that, flashlights, and things you don't really need on a day-to-day basis, but you'll definitely be looking for it if you lost power or found yourself in a very compromising situation, to say the least. So check that out. But yeah, so where do we go from here? Like, if you're traveling, patience and flexibility, these are your best friends right now. Like, keep an eye on the weather, stay informed. Now for the rest of us, it's a wake-up call about the interconnectedness of our world. A snowstorm in one state could literally have a ripple effect across the country, depending upon how big the snowstorm is, right? And it's tough, no doubt about it. But let's be real. This is a financial tornado that these flight cancellations and extreme weather conditions are pretty much whipping up. It's more than just a bummer for travelers. It's a whole economic puzzle that it's ultimately affecting a lot of people in a lot of different ways. But you know what? There are actually some pretty savvy folks out there that are finding ways to be able to navigate this financial blizzard. And first up, you got to look at the airlines, right? Airlines, these are companies, these are businesses. So just imagine the financial hit that these airlines are taking right now. You got JetBlue, Delta, United Airlines, American Airlines, Southwest, which Southwest, some people clown Southwest, but I'm going to be honest with you. I had a really bad experience with Delta Airlines once, and it was a horrible experience. I mistakenly booked I won't say I mistakenly booked it. I didn't know I booked, so I guess it was a mistake. I don't know if it was a mistake or just not knowing what I booked. I booked a flight with my family, and we booked it with Delta, and we did basic economy. And I took it because it was the cheapest flight. And I was like, I don't care if I have first class or business class or comfort plus or any of that other stuff. I didn't need all that. I just wanted to get where we were going as cheaply as possible. So we go through Delta's basic economy. What I did not know, what I did not realize until we got on the until we were waiting in the where you wait. So you wait at the gate. So we're chilling in the chairs, and you know how they call everyone. Okay, if you're a platinum member and first class, we're boarding those members now. Then they start boarding the next. It basically it's all these different classes, and we weren't even like citizens of the country. Like we were treated like second class citizens because when you have basic economy, you don't even know what your seat number is. So here we are, me and my family. Me, my wife, my son, we don't even know where we're sitting. There's so many people boarding this plane, and we don't even realize, like, we're like, is there going to be space for us? Because we still haven't even been provided with our seat numbers. After like everyone and their mom and their dogs have boarded this plane, then we finally get to get called as we're basic economy. So basically the way it worked is whatever available seats were left, that's what you got. So here we are on a 4-hour flight. My wife is in one row, my son's on another row, I'm on another row, and we're like, what the heck is this? Didn't know that that's how they played it until we got there. Now here's the thing: all the while I was asking the flight attendant, who was like calling all the different classes of people for boarding. Hey, can you just kind of let me know when we're going to board, what seats we're going to get? Like, can you place us together? Like, can you let me know anything? Because I feel like we're not even going to be able to fit on this flight. There's so many people getting on the plane. Anyway, she was the biggest BI. Anyway, horrible situation. And basically was mad at me because I was asking questions. Oh, I sent an angry message to Delta Corporate. They ended up making good on it. But I'm just saying, that was an experience I'll never forget. But I've always had a phenomenal experience with Southwest. I will say though, since then, and it took a couple years before I was even willing to get back on a Delta Airlines. Since then, every flight that I've been on with Delta has been amazing. So, it goes to show how one bad employee at a company can literally ruin a company's reputation or the experience that the client has with that particular company. So just putting that out there. But anyway, so imagine, the hit that these airlines are taking, right? Thousands of flights canceled, delays, and this is not just the loss of revenue from these flights. Think about all the refunds that these airlines are going to have to issue, all the credit card fees and transactions they're going to be eating up and racking up, all the rebookings, right? Some of these airlines are going to be forced to pay for people's hotel stays in these random cities and whatnot for God knows how long that they're going to have to be there. And who knows what other types of expense, lost luggage possibly, right? It's a huge financial strain. But some airlines are getting really, really creative. They're using more flexible booking policies. They're ramping up their customer service. And Delta is definitely one of them. Because like I said, I had a really bad experience, but they made it good for me. And I appreciate that. And even using social media to keep passengers updated and engaged, right? And it's all about limiting the damage. Just like, what do you call it? Damage control, right? And just keeping the customer's trust. Now, think about all the businesses tied to travel. You got hotels, you got car rentals, you got, and did you guys hear about Hertz selling off like 5,000 of their Teslas? Oh man, things ain't looking good for Hertz car rental. Anyway, so you got these hotels that are tied to travel, you got car rentals, you got restaurants that are near the airports. They're also feeling the pinch, but the smart ones, they're adapting. Hotels are offering extended stay discounts. Car rental companies with more flexible return policies, right? Restaurants with special deals for stranded travelers. Like if I managed a Cheesecake Factory near one of these airports, I would make sure to take care of my stranded travelers that happen to be in the area, right? It's all about turning a tough situation into an opportunity, right? And let's not forget about the travelers themselves, stuck in the airports. They're missing work. Maybe they're entrepreneurs, maybe they're business owners. They can't manage their businesses. They're not able to get work done unless they have Wi-Fi. Hopefully they have Wi-Fi. Maybe they can work remotely from their laptop if they have it. Hopefully they didn't check the laptop in the bag, and the bag is under the plane that's stuck on the tarmac. So, who knows, right? It's a financial headache, right? But here's where the savviness comes in, right? Some are using travel insurance to cover unexpected costs. Others are negotiating with the airlines, because a lot of people don't realize you can negotiate with the airlines. They will pay you. They will pay you. Hotels. You can negotiate with the hotels for better deals, or even using credit card travel benefits. Dude, some of these credit cards, you would be surprised. I've made thousands of dollars off of these credit cards. We've taken very, very, very nice, expensive trips for free using the right credit cards and using the right credit card strategies. If you guys are interested in learn more about that, definitely let me know. Maybe I'll share some more information on how to do that in future videos. Because who doesn't like taking free or super discounted vacations and trips, right? Anyway, because that stuff's expensive. And then, of course, there's the power of social media, sharing experiences, getting real-time advice from real people who've actually gone to some of these places, and even getting direct assistance from some service providers. But it's not just about saving money. It's also about making money, and also about making the best of a bad situation. People are finding creative ways to be able to pass the time. They're networking with other people. They're networking with other stranded passengers. Heck, we've met long-time friends on some of these travel retreats that we've been on. So you'd be surprised. You can really meet some amazing people in some amazing places, like, vacation resorts, but you can also meet amazing people, during some of these situations like this, where you're stranded somewhere, stuck in an airport, trapped. So, networking with other stranded passengers, exploring the cities that you're stuck in, or maybe just catching up on some rest or some work, right? It's all about turning a negative into a positive, turning them lemons into margaritas, however you want to look at it. But here's a big one: remote work. Like, with so many people unable to travel right now, remote work is a lifesaver. Beth Davis says Pennsylvania's 19 degrees, lost power from Friday morning until Saturday morning 4 a.m. with minutes back on at time between incidents. Two different pole fires. Oh my God. I feel for you, Brian. 2 different pole fires. Huge voltage arc dropping huge voltage arc dropping severed cable into the street for 10 plus hours. Oh my God, think about how dangerous that is, right? Unbelievable, guys. So, but yeah, I mean, this is the situation that a lot of people are finding themselves in, and it's it's like I said, it's unfortunate, but some savvy people are definitely making the best out of it, and it's a trend that's been growing. But situations like this just really kind of highlight its value. So, but anyway, what are you guys taking from all this? You got flexibility, creativity, a little bit of ingenuity. Definitely goes a long way during tough times. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the content, drop a like for the video. I really appreciate hanging out with you guys this late evening. If you like the content, you want more of it, definitely subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you guys on future videos. You guys take care.